From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Tuesday morning. We have a couple more days of 90s in front of us and then dropping down into the 80s for Thursday and beyond. Decent air quality for now, but for now is the big caveat there as we have the potential for more fires to start or spread quickly for Wednesday and Thursday. Okay, the air quality, like I said, decent. Yellow means moderate reductions in air quality, so just kind of it's decent out. It's not bad, it's not good, it's just okay. And in terms of the wind gusts, not really that big of a deal for now or for tonight, but they'll certainly be picking up in a Wednesday and Thursday. Current temperatures out there for this morning, we're looking at 50s and 60s for lower elevations, 60 for the Tri-City, 65 for Walla Walla, 52 degrees in Ellensburg. Let's take you back to the Tri-Cities where for today we're going to be in the mid-90s, so a little bit warmer as opposed to yesterday, but low to mid-90s in general for lower elevations. Lots of sunshine, some very dense smoke and haze out there, and we have some very good updates to pass along with some of the fires burning on the map. That's going to be coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This morning, nearly 40,000 acres goes up in flames in 2 counties. How the community came together to save what matters most. And the flock camera conversations continue. This time, the conversation is happening in Sunnyside. Plus, Washington state ranchers are pushing back on President Trump's plan to import tariff-free beef, what both sides are saying.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good Tuesday morning, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Zoe Solis, and just like Josh was saying, there's some updates on the fires throughout our region, so we're going to take it back over to him for our fire watch this morning. Josh?
Yeah, thank you, Zoe. We're going to start off with the Coal Wash fire, of course, and this one is still just shy of 40,000 acres, but look at containment. It was 8% yesterday morning. It's jumped up by 40 percentage points, now up to 48%. That is just like one of the best updates you can see. And we have still a couple active hotspots on the far southeastern side of the fire. But another good indication is that the evacuations have all been downgraded to level 1, be ready. There was another evacuation zone to the north of Washington 22 that is now completely off the map. But just in general, in these areas from Mapton to Prosser, just kind of need to pay attention to the fire situation, but you don't have to be packed. You don't have to be ready to leave at this juncture. Okay, now let's take you up to fire that's burning up in the Cascades. We got a couple actually a few fires that are burning up in the Cascades. This is the King fire. No evacuations with this one, but we do have evacuations with the Three Queens fire and with the Goat fire as well. So with the Three Queens fire, which is obviously the largest of the three, this one is almost 7,300 acres, 13% contained, many active hotspots across this fire's perimeter. And then we'll take you over to the Goat fire, which was its counterpart to the north and east, and that one did grow by quite a bit yesterday as it is now over 100 acres. It's a little bit closer to 200 acres at this point, 178 to be precise. No containment, very active, especially on the southern side of the fire. And these two fires, the evacuation boundaries being lumped together, so still extensive evacuations between Lake Cochise and Cle Elum Lake. You can find these full precise locations posted online at applevalleyNewsNow.com. Okay, from the Cascades all the way over to the Blues, we still got a couple fires burning out this way in Umatilla County, for all the counties in the Blues, but for the Hagen fire, this one is almost 60,000 acres. We saw a big update with containment on this one as well, jumping all the way up to 28%. Very good update. Still some active hotspots out there, and still those evacuations in place for a big chunk of Umatilla and Union counties. And finally, the Paradise fire, which is burning a little bit to the north of here, mainly burning in Umatilla and Wallowa counties at this point, as the southern part of the fire in the Mill Creek watershed continues to be very active. It's just over 8,200 acres, no containment. Still those evacuations from Columbia County right across southeastern Walla Walla County and the northeastern Umatilla County. And as always, you can find much more information about all these fires posted online at applevalleyNewsNow.com.
All right, thank you, Josh. More on that coal wash fire that ignited during the weekend as it threatened homes in multiple cities. Apple Valley News Now's Jake Gable shows us the fire at its peak and the damage it left behind.
Breaking out before 9 in the morning on Saturday, the coal wash fire started in Toppenish and made its way southeast of Mapton and Prosser. During the fire, one of many who had to evacuate their homes was Prosser resident Kalili Jo Castillo. She also had to evacuate the animals she's showing in the Benton Franklin Fair this week. The flames reached all the way into her family's property.
That's when it was kind of hitting me and you could see the flames, and I was like, I don't know if I'm coming back to anything. And I put my blood, sweat, and tears and every ounce of love I have in for the last 4 years. So to see this all go and know that I might come back to nothing was really hard to help keep that together, and then to have to go evacuate my house.
Returning the next morning, only a couple of wood posts had burned, with all structures and animals saved. Over 20 community members helped evacuate the animals.
Thank everybody who came and supported me and asked and hauled trailers and were moving animals, anybody who moved hay and was willing to store these animals.
The damage from the coal wash fire is extensive, with nearly 39,000 acres being burned by the fire. Fire crews were able to protect properties for the most part, but at least one home was destroyed. Fire agencies from across the state jumped in to help. Officials say the wind and how dry the land was were big reasons as to why the fire spread so quickly.
Firefighters could not get out to the head of this fire because it was moving so fast. So then we do what's called flanking, so you're just trying to come up the sides of it. Anytime you had a structure or a resource that was at risk, you're trying to push it around that resource to make sure that resource is protected. So that just gave that fire a chance to really run.
While the flames may have died down, a reminder of the threat that families face will remain burned into the hillside for the foreseeable future. Reporting for Apple Valley News Now, I'm Jake Gable.
Fire crews believe this was a naturally caused fire, and firefighters are continuing to monitor hotspots as evacuation levels decrease. Switching gears here to back to school, as students in the Mabton School District are back in class. This is just days after the coal wash fire forced evacuations near town. The school district is asking for donations of bottled water, school supplies, and other basic need items. To help families who were impacted by the fire, district officials say they're also sending staff to students' homes to see what else families need. Despite the chaos of fire, the first week of school is off to a good start so far.
Our teachers are giving students time to kind of decompress or process some of the fears possibly around the fires, or just, the concern. And so we are addressing those things with kids as well, because I think that's important for their mental health.
People interested in donating items to help families in need can contact the district's office for more details. Over into Yakima County, where the city of Sunnyside is bringing back the flock cameras conversation. The interim city manager says the city has been using about half a dozen flock cameras since 2022. The initial price tag was about $140,000, which was funded with the help of American Rescue Plan Act. Since then, the city has paid over $100,000 to maintain them. Yesterday, the city started reassessing the value of this system. Turning over into some business news, Washington cattle producers are pushing back against President Trump's plan to temporarily increase beef imports. It's a move the president says will bring down grocery prices for American families, but ranchers say the plan could put pressure on cattle prices at a critical time for the industry. President Trump says the U.S. will allow up to 300,000 metric tons of beef to enter the country tariff-free for 90 days, with the goal of selling that beef at 25% below current market prices. The president says the move will give the U.S. cattle herd time to recover while providing relief for consumers facing high beef prices. But Washington cattle feeders say there's a problem with that approach.
If anybody thinks the herd's going to recover in 90 days, they don't understand our industry. It would be great if the administration would reach out to industry before things like this happened and maybe get a little bit of feedback.
Congressman Dan Newhouse is criticizing the plan, calling it a betrayal to American farmers and ranchers, arguing that the imports would have little impact at the grocery store. The Trump administration says the plan is intended to provide short-term relief for consumers while the domestic cattle herd recovers. Washington cattle producers say they support lowering prices, but want policies that strengthen the American beef supply over the long term. Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest, the Hawk Fire in Nevada is far from over. We have more on the current struggles the state is facing. Your time right now is 5:09. Taking a live look out into Yakima this morning. Sunrise isn't until 6:08 this morning. As we go into the rest of this week, we are looking at some hot temperatures once again. However, there is a cool down approaching. Find out more when we return.
Nissan really pushes these cars, huh?
Oh, yeah. Hurry in to the Nissan End of Summer Sales Event and see why the Nissan Rogue is #1 in new vehicle quality. Well-qualified buyers get 0% APR on select model trims.
Even if your child has moderate to severe eczema, they can feel the flow, feel the breeze. And Dupixent helps them feel the heal. It helps calm a key source of inflammation under the skin that can cause eczema. Dupixent is the only biologic therapy approved to treat kids as young as 6 months for noticeably clearer skin and less itch. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor right away of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain or vision changes, skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Dupixent. Help heal their skin from within so they can stay ahead of eczema. Find an eczema specialist and ask about Dupixent today.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through September 30th, receive rebates up to $1,400 off on a new Daikin Fit system when paired with an eligible Daikin ductless system at Bruce Heating and Air.
Every family has different healthcare priorities, whether it's breastfeeding support, special needs care, or specific medical philosophies. Interview potential pediatricians about topics that matter to you.
Sponsored locally by Prosser Memorial Health. This is how we care.
Nissan really pushes these cars, huh?
Oh, yeah. Hurry in to the Nissan End of Summer Sales Event and see why the Nissan Rogue is #1 in new vehicle quality. Well-qualified buyers get 0% APR on select model trims.
I'm RJ Decker. I'm a private investigator from South Florida. The hotter it gets, the more trouble that comes my way.
Just heard you were shot at with a rocket launcher.
Well, it missed.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It's still going to be a summer feel out there over the next couple days, but it's more so going to feel like very, very, very early fall for Thursday and beyond. Okay, let's take you back to Tuesday, where in the Yakima Valley, we're going to be in the mid-80s by lunchtime and then mid-90s for the hottest part of the day. Yeah, there could be some very light haze or smoke out there, but I'm still thinking that the air quality should be pretty decent for today and for tomorrow, barring any new fires starting. So for today, those temperatures low to mid-90s for lower elevations, 95 for the Tri-Cities, 94 for Walla Walla, 92 degrees in Ellensburg, 94 degrees for Yakima. And like I said, very summer-like through Wednesday and then dropping down into the 80s for Thursday and beyond. Looks like the coolest day is going to be Saturday, 81. So that's 5 degrees cooler than normal for this time of the year. Okay, the UV index on a scale from 1 to 11 for today, it's going to be a 6. This isn't as high as we've seen it thus far this summer, but it's still high. It means your skin could burn within 15 to 25 minutes. If it's exposed, make sure it's not exposed by putting on SPF 30, reapplying every couple hours, spending plenty of time in the shade. Okay, like I said, decent air quality for now. This is barring any new fire starts, and the chances for that looking more possible than not for Wednesday and Thursday. Winds picking up, everything's still very dry out there. We'll talk about all that coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Josh. Getting into some national news here. Fire crews in Nevada have made progress holding a wildfire threatening neighborhoods around Reno. But the fire, which has scorched some 15,000 acres since starting over the weekend, still possesses a major threat for residents and a major challenge for firefighters. Reed Binion reports.
Stay informed.
All right, excuse us for some technical difficulties right there. We're gonna jump over to the end right here. Coming up on Good Morning Northwest, when we return, we have your weather for this Tuesday morning. We're gonna check back in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth, maybe see if we can get that story working so we can show that to you guys after the break right here. So stay with us after this.
Injured in a car crash, the insurance company can sure make you feel small. When you choose the heavy hitter, you get big help and big results. Injured in a car wreck? Big thanks. Get big help. Call me.
Call 853-2222.
Here in the Valley, caring for what matters most is simply a part of who we are. Because women's health isn't just one moment in life, it's every chapter. Preventative screenings and care designed for women at every stage of life. From first visits to motherhood and beyond, thoughtful care from the people who call this valley home. We're here for every step along the way. Start your journey today at kvhealthcare.org, your home for women's health.
It's the final days of the Ford Summer Sales Event.
Off they go, spreading capability across America.
Great deals, great trucks.
Great time to buy. And J.D. Power says Ford is now #1 in new vehicle quality.
All the hauling and towing they'll do, wish I could go with them.
Sure looks like fun.
But the deals end soon. Better hurry.
Get 0% APR, 0 payments for 90 days, and $1,500 retail mega bonus cash, plus a 2-year complimentary maintenance plan.
In Tri-Cities Real Estate, one group stands above the rest. One group consistently ranks in the top 20% of the region's real estate agents. One group puts a full team of professionals backing your every move to get the best deal at every step. And one group with an award-winning team to give you more insights and help you make more educated decisions. So if you're ready to make your next move with certainty, there's really only one group for you.
Helping families with mesothelioma is all we do. Our firm has been offering a free book on mesothelioma for over 10 years. Since that time, thousands with mesothelioma have trusted us to represent them against those responsible. We have local offices throughout the U.S. Mesothelioma really is all we do, and there is no risk to you. Let us put a plan in place for you and your family. Call now.
Call us at 800-259-9684, 800-259-9684.
Injured in a car crash, the insurance company can sure make you feel small. When you choose the heavy hitter, you get big help and big results. Injured in a car wreck?
Big thanks.
Get big help. Call me.
Call 853-2222.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We're going to have decent air quality for now. Of course, that's caveated with the fact that we could see more fires popping up on Wednesday and Thursday. But let's put this into motion with Futurecast surface smoke. And look, there will be some patchy areas of haze and smoke throughout the next couple days, especially for today, especially during the earlier parts of the day. But look what happens as we head into the evening and then into Wednesday. It's a lot of this gray color, which means just about as thin of smoke that the model could actually register. So that's, we love to see that color. We would prefer to see just like the topography of the map, so there's no smoke on the map at all. But that's good. But again, the caveat is that we could see additional fires popping up for Wednesday and Thursday because it's going to be dry and it's going to be gusty, a very familiar combination of ingredients at this point. So critically dry for both Wednesday and Thursday. That means a level 4 out of 5 on our vegetation dryness scale. And then you factor in the wind gust that we'll talk about in just a second. But the catalyst for the wind gust will be this, it looks like a series of storm systems off in the Pacific. So as that crosses us, it's not really going to provide us any rainfall, but you know the drill. We'll provide us some wind gusts. So for tomorrow, peak gusts for lower elevations, anywhere between 15 to 30 miles per hour. Then Thursday is definitely looking like the more concerning of the 2 days, as peak gusts could be anywhere between 25 to 40 miles per hour for lower elevations. So fires could start or spread quickly in an environment like this. Here's how to prevent wildfires. Don't burn yard waste, or toss cigarettes, or drag trailer chains, park on dry grass, or shoot off fireworks. You can see that full list of information, the full First Alert forecast, by going online to applevalleynewsnow.com. You can also access that information by downloading our weather app free in the App Store or on Google Play. Okay, here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Low to mid-90s through Wednesday. Then the cold front brings up fire danger and brings down our temperatures. And Yakima, smoky for Monday, less so for Tuesday. Then alert days for fire concerns Wednesday and Thursday. In Ellensburg, a stretch of winds from Wednesday to Saturday that we're keeping a very close eye on. And then for Hermiston, feeling a little bit more like I've been saying all throughout this week, false fall for Thursday and beyond, with highs dropping into the 80s. And then finally for Walla Walla, pretty good air quality for the foreseeable future, but again, those fire concerns picking up for Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah, of course. So we're looking at some good air quality going in today, Josh, but like you just said, the next 2 days, who knows what could happen.
It could always change like that.
Just like that. All right, well, we'll keep an eye on that. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, an iconic franchise celebrates its 25th anniversary. We have that and more in your entertainment headlines coming up next.
Now, at McDonald's, the under $3 menu gives people what matters most. More options.
And when the option is a McChicken for just $2, it feels absolutely necessary. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Ready to move to the music and savor the munchies? Join Tri-County Partners Habitat for Humanity for the 9th Annual Music and Munchies, Saturday, September 19th at the Reach Museum in Richland. Doors open at 4:30 p.m. Featuring live music from American Honey with headliner Austin Jenks. Taste local bites and bid in the silent auction. Presented by Tri-County Partners and Peyton Wealth. Every bite and every beat helps build safe, affordable homes. See you under the stars.
A board-certified pediatrician has expertise in child health and stays current with medical advances, verified credentials, hospital affiliations, and continuing education, and make sure they accept your insurance.
Sponsored locally by Prosser Memorial Health. This is how we care.
When Saturday rolls around, I don't want to jump through hoops to watch college football. Good thing DirecTV makes it easy to keep up with my favorite college teams. No hopping between apps or channels.
Stream college football without the hurdles on DirecTV.
Attention viewers. Good News Today, produced by Richland Lutheran Church, airing Sundays at 9 a.m., will be airing this Saturday, August 29th at 9 a.m. Good News Today will resume its regularly scheduled time on Sunday, September 13th at 9 a.m.
First, you get hit by psoriasis. And now, you get hit again. This time by joint pain. It's a double whammy. It could be psoriatic arthritis, a chronic inflammatory disease that attacks your joints on the inside and your skin on the outside. If you've been hit by, find out more about psoriatic arthritis at doublewhammy.com and talk to your doctor.
Ready, set, summer with the Honda Summer Event. With impressive fuel efficiency, sleek exterior styling, and sport-tuned suspension, Honda has all you need to get summer ready as the most fuel-efficient full-line automaker in America. Right now, you can get a 3.99% APR on a 2027 HR-V.
Welcome back. The first Fast and Furious movie celebrates its 25th anniversary.
And I think there have been like 25 movies ever since then. And a trio of movies are out on home video today for you to add to your watch list.
Rick Damagella has that in your entertainment headlines.
I used to drag here back in high school. That railroad crossing up there is exactly a quarter mile away from here. On green, I'm going for it.
Forget the quarter mile, it's been a quarter century since the original The Fast and the Furious raced onto movie screens. The first film in the Fast franchise is celebrating the milestone with a 25th anniversary 4K Blu-ray release out now.
You don't recognize it?
Should I?
Paul Rudd is a wedding singer and Nick Jonas a pop star in Power Ballad. The story of a stolen song and the singer who wrote it is out now on DVD and Blu-ray.
Hey, never touch the buttons.
The most recent Star Wars big screen adventure drops out of hyperspace and onto home video. The Mandalorian and Grogu is out now on 4K Ultra HD, Blu-ray, and standard DVD. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damagella.
Back to the Fast and Furious movies. Have you seen them? Have you seen all of them?
I have not.
I haven't either.
No.
I can't even say that I have. Do you have one?
Have I seen one of them? I have not.
You haven't seen a single one of them?
I haven't seen a single
Oh
one.
my gosh, Josh.
Yeah.
Like you said, there's like 25 out there.
Gotta pick one.
You gotta pick one.
Yeah.
All right, well, coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, the Port of Pasco and City of Connell are teaming up. Plus, the Kennewick School District is preparing for updates for several schools. But before we get into that, here's this morning's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, the smart ring maker Aura is expected to go public as early as next month. Bloomberg says its IPO could reportedly value the company at more than $16 billion. It's a big jump from the nearly $11 billion valuation from a year ago. Next, Meta's Threads is trying to get more audio content creators on the platform, so it's testing new features aimed at promoting podcasts. The head of Threads says one of them allows for automatic transcriptions of audio, letting users read along even without the sound on. The Federal Trade Commission has reached a settlement with Zillow and Redfin. The FTC claims the two companies made an illegal deal that hurt the competition in the rental listing market. Under the settlement, Redfin would be required to restart its standalone rental advertising business. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Hannah Battah. Have a great day.
At Allstate, what's important to you is important to us.
Dad, I'm telling you, this girl just came out of nowhere.
And right now, what's important to Blake is not getting in trouble with his dad. The good news is if you have accident forgiveness from Allstate, your auto rate won't go up just because of an accident, even if it is your fault. Sorry, squirrel's fault. Because we all deserve a second chance. Right, Dad? If it's important to you, it's important to us. You're in good hands with Allstate.
No application fee if you apply by September 1st at University of Maryland Global Campus, offering online and hybrid courses and lifetime career services. Learn about our more than 100 online degrees and certificates at umgc.edu.
Welcome to the all-day sweat test. It's secret clinical versus ordinary antiperspirant. Let's go. You've got this. Final push. Nice work. Looks like Secret's the winner. With 100-hour protection and 100-degree heat, this Dio won't quit on you. Stay fresher under pressure.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good Tuesday morning. Thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Zoe Solis. We're going to check in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth now for all the big weather stories we can expect going into this Tuesday. Josh, what do you got?
Yeah, thank you, Zoe. It's going to continue to be pretty toasty for the next couple days, but feeling more like very early fall for Thursday and beyond with some temperatures dropping down into the 80s. Decent air quality for now, but the caveat is that we could see more fires popping up across the map for Wednesday and Thursday. It's going to be gusty. The vegetation will be critically dry. Okay, air quality out there is decent, just seeing some moderate reductions in air quality. We're thinking that's going to be the theme over the next couple days, but again, that's barring new fires starting or spreading quickly. And then the winds, not a factor for now. They definitely will be for Wednesday and Thursday, which is why we're going with the alert days. And then temperatures 50s and 60s for lower elevations, 60 for the Tri-Cities, 65 for Walla Walla, 52 in Ellensburg. Okay, The Yakima Valley, we're going to be in the low to mid 90s for the hottest part of today. So for this Tuesday, low to mid 90s in general for lower elevations with a lot of sunshine. Now let's get into your fire watch for this morning. We're going to start off with the Coal Wash Fire, which has obviously been the big troublemaker over the last couple of days. This one is now 48% contained. That is an excellent update. It's still just shy of 40,000 acres, but containment jumped up by 40 percentage points yesterday. Not seeing nearly as many active hotspots. There are still a few on the southeastern side of the fire, and the evacuations have all been reduced down to level 1. Be ready. Just precautionary evacuations from Mabton to Prosser. You don't have to be packed. You don't have to be ready to leave, but you should definitely still be paying attention, very close attention, to the Coal Wash Fire. We take you from this one all the way up to the Cascades in Kittitas County. We have a few different fires burning up this way. There's the King Fire, the Three Queens Fire, and the Goat Fire. We're going to focus on these two because they actually have evacuations with them. So the Three Queens Fire, almost 7,300 acres, 13% contained, still very active across much of this fire's perimeter. And then the Goat Fire, its counterpart, is now getting closer and closer to 200 acres. There's no containment on it, but you see it's still very active, especially on the southern part of the fire. So the evacuations have been, this one evacuation boundary is actually for both fires. So this goes from Lake Cochise to Cle Elum Lake, points to the north of there as well. You can find this precise boundary and interactive evacuation map posted online at AppleValleyNewsNow.com. Okay, now we take you all the way over to the Blues, where we still have the two large fires burning, the Hagen Fire and the Paradise Fire. So with the Hagen Fire, this one is almost 60,000 acres, but it's almost 30% contained, as this number jumped up by 10 percentage points yesterday. That is a very good sign. Still some active hot spots on the southeastern side of the fire, the northeastern side of the fire as well. And those evacuations still in place for a considerable chunk of Umatilla and Union counties. And then finally for the Paradise Fire, which is burning to the north of here in the Mill Creek watershed, that one is now over 8,200 acres, no containment, still very active on the southern flank of the fire in Umatilla and Wallowa counties. And these evacuations still in place from Columbia County right across southeastern Walla Walla County into far northeastern Umatilla County. And as always, you can find these precise evacuation boundaries and so much more information about all these fires posted online at AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
All right, thank you, Josh. In Grant County, crews have dealt with larger fires in the Royal Slope and Mattawa areas, including fires near the Columbia River. Officials say activity has tapered off recently, with no large wildfires on the landscape during the last couple of weeks. In Adams County, Fire District 5 has also responded to fires this summer, including a large fire in the Potholes area that brought together several fire districts and other resources. However, officials say even smaller fires can require extra help when temperatures climb.
Just had a shop fire last Friday, about 5:30 in the afternoon, and it was 95 degrees out. And we did call for mutual aid because when you're 95 degrees and the shop was a 30 by 50 shop, and we did end up losing the roof on the shop, and it fell in.
Fire officials say dry conditions remain a concern, and crews across both counties continue to prepare for fires through the rest of the season. Over in Pasco, where the Port and City of Connell are teaming up to bring more economic and industrial opportunities to North Franklin County. The Port of Pasco finalized an interlocal agreement with the City of Connell. Through the partnership, the Port will work with the city on strategic planning, business recruitment, and marketing support. Port officials say the collaboration first began when the Port reached out to the city on what types of industry the community would like to attract, followed by evaluations of current industrial properties available and how those sites could be best used and marketed.
We actually brought in a third-party consultant to actually inventory those properties and figure out which particular piece of property, say, might be best for medium industrial or heavy industrial, or maybe there's also some diversification efforts that we can also do in the community.
The Port is also working with other Eastern Washington ports through the Northwest Seaport Alliance to explore more industrial and shipping opportunities across the region. For back to school, Kennewick School District leaders are taking the first step toward potentially asking voters for money to renovate or replace some of the district's oldest schools. The Kennewick School Board unanimously approved a request to solicit architectural services for 2 middle schools, Horsehaven Hills and Highlands. They're both being considered for work with Hawthorne and Washington elementary schools, also listed as potential projects. The architect would evaluate the buildings, develop conceptual designs, and provide preliminary cost estimates.
The first step is we need to get an architect on board, mostly because many of the decisions we make relative to cost, et cetera.
District leaders say they need that information before deciding what projects could ultimately move forward and whether to ask voters to approve a bond next February. If a bond moves forward, voters would have the final say, and it would require at least 60% approval to pass. The district says more information is expected at a September 23rd school board study session. If approved by voters, construction could potentially begin as early as summer of 2028. Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest, a cafe in Richland is raising money to help their co-owner and mom battle cancer. Plus, we're taking a live look out into Richland right now. Your time is 5:35. We come back here with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth taking a look at your weather forecast for this Tuesday, so stay with us.
I'm RJ Decker. I'm a private investigator from South Florida. The hotter it gets, the more trouble that comes my way.
Just heard you were shot at with a rocket launcher.
Well, it missed.
Off they go, spreading capability across America.
Great deals, great trucks.
Great time to buy. And J.D. Power says Ford is now #1 in new vehicle quality.
But the deals end soon. Better hurry. Even if you have moderate to severe eczema, you can feel the rhythm, feel the flow. And Dupixent helps you feel the heal. It helps calm a key source of inflammation under the skin that can cause eczema. Some adults saw fast itch relief after the first dose and long-lasting clear skin at 1 year. Many even saw 90% clear skin. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor right away of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain or vision changes, skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Stay ahead of eczema and help heal your skin from within. Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists. Ask your eczema specialist about Dupixent today.
When it comes to oral surgery, experience and training matter. At Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons, you're cared for by the only board-certified surgeons in the Tri-Cities for dental implants, wisdom teeth removal, and complex oral and maxillofacial procedures. Oral surgery isn't just routine dental work. Our specialists have advanced training to ensure safer care, better outcomes, and greater comfort. Get expert, full-service oral surgery care close to home. Choose C-BOMS. Request a consultation today.
We are the Dillos. We are from Northern Kentucky. Being out in a rural area, coverage is pretty hit and miss with other carriers. So switching to T-Mobile solved a lot of problems that we had.
I'm able to use T-Satellite now. We've got coverage no matter where we're at.
America's best network meets off-the-grid satellite coverage with T-Satellite. And right now, keep the phone you love, and we'll pay it off up to $800 when you switch.
Better service, better price, win-win.
Off they go, spreading capability across America.
Great deals, great trucks.
Great time to buy. And J.D. Power says Ford is now #1 in new vehicle quality.
But the deals end soon. Better hurry.
Some say the pen is mightier than the sword. But have they considered this? 6 all-time greats.
I got a chance to win it all.
1 incredible tournament.
There's no crying in Jeopardy.
2-week primetime event begins tonight, 8/7 Central on ABC.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It is going to feel like summer through tomorrow, and then definitely feeling noticeably cooler for Thursday and beyond. So let's take it back to Tuesday first, as we're going to be in the mid-80s by lunchtime in the Tri-Cities, then mid-90s for the hottest part of the day. So it's still going to be toasty out there for today. I'll take you on that zone-by-zone tour of this toasty Tuesday forecast. We start off up in the Cascades, where we'll all be in the 80s, and then for the Kittitas Valley, low 90s, maybe some upper 80s for Manastash Ridge, but 92 for Ellensburg, 92 for Thorpe. Then for the Yakima Valley, spanning from 93 to 95. 93 for Toppenish, 95 for Sela, splitting the difference at 94 in Yakima. Then for the Lower Columbia Basin, a bunch of 95s and 96s. 95 for the Tri-Cities, 96 for Benton City, 96 for Connell, 96 for Umatilla. Then for the Blue Foothills, looking at low to mid-90s as well. 94 for Walla Walla, 94 for Pendleton, a couple 92s for Lexington and Heppner. And then finally for the Blue Mountains, 80s and 90s, just kind of depending on your precise elevation. But 95 degrees for Ukiah. And look, there will be a little chance of some showers and thunderstorms today for the Blues. Not too concerned about lightning fires. We'll keep a close eye on things, but for the rest of us, our forecast is going to be bone dry and mostly sunny as well. Okay, high temperatures, like I said, very summer-like through Wednesday, and then very early fall-like for Thursday through Monday. I'm mostly talking about this stretch of days from Friday through Sunday, as we'll be below average by about 5-ish degrees. Okay, decent air quality for now, but that could all change based upon the fire weather we're expecting for Wednesday and Thursday. We'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Josh. Following up here as a dramatic finish Sunday at the Wild Horse Ladies Golf Classic in Pendleton. Megha Ghani defeated Thailand's Kolchila Huangras in a 2-hole playoff to win her first Epson Tour Championship. Both golfers finished regulation at 19 under par, then matched birdies on the first playoff hole. And on the second, Ghani made par while Huangras faced a bogey, giving Ghani the victory and a $37,500 payday. Ghani's Saturday 63 tied the tournament's low round and helped put her in position for the win. Southridge alum and Kennewick native Therese Warner finished even par for the tournament, while Caldwell's Gabby Parkers finished 4 under. Making a difference this morning in Richland, a cafe is asking for the community's help through a drink. Here's what I learned about their story.
A family-owned business just hit their 1-year anniversary. However, at the same time, they received life-changing news.
I'm here in Koala Cafe in Richland because they're adding a new drink to their menu. But this drink isn't just any regular drink.
Katarina Hunter, better known as Kat, is the founder and co-owner of the cafe. She's also a mom to 2 young children.
Her kids adore her, so.
A wife.
And she's one of the most amazing people.
A daughter, and was just diagnosed with stage 3 cancer, Hodgkin's lymphoma, at just 25 years old.
I was shocked. I was in a little bit of disbelief. The doctor, we were at Cadillac, and the doctor came in with his head down low, and I was like, oh no. And then he told us, you know, there's like 20 lymph nodes. She has some in her throat, some in her stomach, and they're pretty sizable.
Yeah.
So most likely it's stage 4.
This is when customers gave Kyler the idea to create the Cosmic Cat.
Also has sprinkles on the top. It's kind of
I
hidden.
love that.
Yeah.
Featuring some of her favorite flavors, but this drink is more than just the flavor. 100% of the proceeds will go towards Kat's cancer treatment.
The family says without her, Koala Cafe wouldn't even exist, let alone be where it is today.
So we came up with Koala Cafe when we were at a pool, and she came up with almost all the ideas.
When speaking to her father, he says Kat wanted to create a place that felt personal and comforting.
When we found out, yeah, it's scary. You know, she's so young, so it has had an effect on us.
As the Koala Cafe navigates this new chapter, they say reaching out to the community is important.
Someday we would like to return the favor to our neighbors here at the Uptown and the Tri-Cities.
Yeah. They say any donation, no matter the size, can help ease some of the overwhelming burden that has come with Kat's diagnosis. The drink will stay on the menu for as long as she's battling cancer. In Richland, I'm Zoe Salas for Apple Valley News Now.
Koala Cafe starts selling the Cosmic Cat for $12 starting today. There's also a GoFundMe, and you can find the link for it at applevalleyNewsNow.com. Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. When we return, we've got everything you need to know before stepping out the door this morning in your morning sprint. If you just take a look at this sky cam out into Kennewick, it is a beautiful sunrise so far. And more on your weather when we check back in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth when we return.
First, you get hit by psoriasis. And now, you get hit again. This time by joint pain. It's a double whammy. It could be psoriatic arthritis, a chronic inflammatory disease that attacks your joints on the inside and your skin on the outside. If you've been hit by, find out more about psoriatic arthritis at doublewhammy.com and talk to your doctor.
Craving something better than ordinary? Welcome to Angel's Family Restaurant, just off Road 68 in Pasco. We're serving up fresh, chef-inspired favorites every day. From breakfast classics all day long to hearty American comfort food the whole family will love. And for dinner, don't miss our fresh-cut 12-ounce steaks, grilled just the way you like them. Angel's Family Restaurant. Whenever hunger calls, come hungry and leave happy.
Chevy drivers across America will do a lot in the next 5 years. But one thing they won't do is pay interest on their new Chevy. Right now, get 0% financing for 5 years on all 2026 Silverado 1500 models. With no payments for 90 days. Because you've earned this summer. Now it's time to go get it.
See your community Chevy dealers.
Injured in a car crash? The insurance company can sure make you feel small. And their offer makes you feel even smaller. Call me, attorney Mariano Morales. When you choose the heavy hitter, you get big help and big results. Does that insurance company make you feel small? Tell them you got the heavy hitter and watch how big you feel. Injured in a car wreck?
Big thanks.
Get big help. Call me.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
Slow down, look around, and let your creative side lead the way. Experience small town life in Ellensburg, Washington. From crafted coffee and inspiring Main Street stays, to inventive cuisine, local wine, craft beer, locally curated shops, outdoor art, galleries, and the artists who shape this community. Get inspired and plan your creative escape with the Love Local Passport, a curated guide to Ellensburg's best. Download the Passport to plan your stay where creativity lives everywhere at myellensburg.com.
Stacy Lee. First Alert Weather. Watch tonight. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It looks like our air quality is going to be decent for now, but that could all change with some dangerous fire weather for Wednesday and Thursday, which we'll talk about in just a second. First, let's put all this into motion with futurecast surface smoke. And look, we will have some patchy areas of smoke and haze for today, but I'm thinking that the trend over the next couple days is that the smoke is going to get thinner. The air quality should turn a little bit better, even though we're only seeing moderate reductions in air quality for now. But of course, this map could get shaken up if we see additional fires popping up across the map. That's what happened on Saturday. We had the fire pop up in Yakima County. That smoke plume got blown right into the Tri-Cities. So, we can't rule out something like that happening. Now let's talk about the fire concerns themselves. Well, for Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to have winds, we're going to have critically dry vegetation. It's a combination of ingredients that we've become quite familiar with this fire season. So critically dry vegetation for Wednesday and Thursday, which is level 4 out of 5 on the scale. We'll see that for lower elevations and also up in the Cascades. Then you factor in the wind gusts, which we'll talk about in just a second. But the catalyst for those would be this really the series of storm systems off in the Pacific. As that passes, fortunately, it's not going to do much in terms of rainfall, but it will bring us the wind gusts for both Wednesday and Thursday. For Wednesday, peak gust for lower elevations anywhere between 15 to 30 miles per hour, but a touch stronger for Thursday. As for lower elevations, they'll be between 20 to 40 miles per hour. So in these conditions, fires could start or spread quickly. know how to sign up for emergency alerts in Oregon, oralert.gov. For Washington County's mil.wa.gov/alerts #local. And you can find those graphics, wildfire prevention tips, and the full first alert forecast posted online at applevalleynewsnow.com or by downloading our weather app free in the App Store or on Google Play. Okay, here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Low to mid-90s through Wednesday. Then the cold front brings up fire danger and brings down our temperatures. In Yakima, air quality will be pretty okay for now, but alert days for fire concerns Wednesday and Thursday. In Ellensburg, a stretch of winds from Wednesday to Saturday that we're keeping a very close eye on. But for now, just going with the alert days for Wednesday and Thursday. Then for Hermiston, feeling a little bit more like early fall for Thursday and beyond, with highs dropping into the 80s. Very, very, very early fall. We're talking about like, mid to late September here. And then for Walla Walla, decent air quality for now, then fire concerns going back up over the next couple days.
Now, the morning sprint.
After the coal wash fire burned through Yakima and Benton counties over the weekend, fire crews are finishing up containment efforts. One home was destroyed in the fire and another structure was damaged. Officials say the wind and how dry the land was were big reasons why the fire spread so quickly. Washington cattle producers are pushing back against President Trump's plan to temporarily increase beef imports. Ranchers say the plan could put pressure on cattle prices at a critical time for the industry. President Trump says the U.S. will allow up to 300,000 metric tons of beef to enter the country tariff-free for 90 days. Congressman Dan Newhouse is criticizing the plan, calling it a betrayal to American farmers and ranchers. Kennewick School District leaders are taking the first step toward potentially asking voters for money. This is to renovate or replace some of the district's oldest schools, with middle schools like Horse Heaven Hills and Highlands, as they are being considered for work, with Hawthorne and Washington Elementary Schools also listed as potential projects. The Port of Pasco finalized an interlocal agreement with the City of Connell. Through the partnership, the port will work with the city on strategic planning, business recruitment, and marketing support. The port is also working with other Eastern Washington ports to explore more industrial and shipping opportunities across the region. Koala Cafe in Richland is introducing a new drink called the Cosmic Cat. This is created to support co-owner and founder Katarina Cat Hunter as she undergoes treatment for stage 3 Hodgkin's lymphoma. 100% of the proceeds from this drink will go directly towards Kat's cancer treatment and will remain on Koala's Cafe menu for as long as she is battling cancer. In your national headlines this morning, the Ross Fire is causing havoc in Texas. Authorities say the blaze caused several severe damage Monday night. In a social media post, the Texas A&M Forest Service says crews are, quote, engaged in structure protection. Some evacuations were ordered in spots close to the fire. So far, there's been no injuries reported linked to either the fire. Thousands of people in Gary, Indiana are still without power nearly 2 weeks after a severe storm. Indiana Governor Mike Braun has now called for an investigation into the electric company's preparation and response. The company says it remains committed to restoring power safely and as quickly as possible. In your business-related news this morning, Alabama's Attorney General is subpoenaing OpenAI over a hacking incident. OpenAI says its AI agents escaped a test environment in July and hacked the online platform Hugging Face. The state is now investigating if the company violated consumer protection laws, and Monday's calls for safety protocols, behavior data, and details on any damages. OpenAI faces a number of lawsuits and investigations by various states. Shipping firms and mariners can now face sanctions or penalties for responding to information demands from Iran-based organizations that manage the Strait of Hormuz. According to a post from the U.S. government Monday night, this threat applies to those, quote, responding to information demands, even if there is no associated payment. This applies to dealing with the Persian Gulf Marine Insurance Company, that the Persian Gulf Strait Authority, and Hormuz Safe Marine Services Authority as well. In your health headlines this morning, From Family Foods is recalling some of its canned dog food because they may contain metal fragments. The recalled products include the From Turkey Pate Wet Dog Food and the From Dinner Classics Milo's Meatloaf Plate. Both have a Best By date of March 20th, 2029. They were sold at neighborhood pet stores across the U.S. as well as online. Kroger has agreed to the settlement for alleged overcharges of some insured customers for certain generic prescriptions between December 2018 and this month. Kroger maintains it's never overcharged customers and that discounted prices were only available to those who paid for a Savings Club membership. They also claim that they can be filed by December 21st in order to receive a prorated payment. Sports-related headlines this morning. The owner of the San Francisco 49ers faced 2 days in jail and a fine after getting arrested in Northeast Ohio Sunday. Records show John Jed York pleaded no contest to 2 misdemeanors on Monday. The charges are possessing criminal tools and disorderly conduct. Records show he originally was charged with engaging in prostitution. Shoot 360 Spokane hosted a basketball clinic on Saturday to raise money for families impacted by the Spokane complex fires. Organizers put the event together in less than 2 weeks as people across the community looked for ways to help. Knox Gibson lost his family's home in the fire and is finding support on and off the court. The young basketball player and seeing his teammates rally around him has meant everything.
All right, in your trending news this morning, tickets for the 2028 Olympics in LA have been selling like hotcakes. Now I'm hungry. More than 6 million tickets have already been sold. That's more than half the inventory.
Yeah, and it's leaving some fans wondering whether they'll be able to get their hands on one. A second sales phase wrapped up Thursday.
The next round won't happen until next year. It will be a first come, first served general public sale, and I have a feeling it's going to be just like the World Cup tickets. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck there. Also, a group of Milwaukee area artists is sending a larger-than-life creation to Burning Man.
It's a 15-foot tall metal origami crane with a message of peace. The origami crane has a kaleidoscopic rainbow aesthetic.
The design was inspired by the novel Sadako and the 1,000 Paper Cranes, hope I said that correctly, which is about a girl diagnosed with leukemia after being exposed to atomic bomb radiation after World War II. Wow, what a beautiful piece of origami. They said they're taking it to Burning Man. I wonder how Burning Man's going to be with the fires going on in Nevada.
Yeah, I don't know, but the inside of there looks very psychedelic, which means it's going to fit right into Burning Man.
Fits right into Burning Man there. All right, well, coming up next on Good Morning Northwest at 6, nearly 40,000 acres goes up in flames in 2 counties. How the community came together to save what matters most. Plus, Washington state ranchers are pushing back on President Trump's plan to import tariff-free beef. And as we go into this Tuesday, Josh, what are we looking at?
Looking at a beautiful sunrise this morning in Kennewick. Also some decent air quality for today, but that could all change with an uptick in fire concerns for Wednesday and Thursday. We'll talk about all that coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6.